You've got it tuned to KEXP, where the music matters. You can find us at 90.3 FM in Seattle, 92.7 FM in the Bay Area, at KEXP.org, streaming worldwide, and also on the KEXP mobile app. I'm Cheryl Waters. I'm here with some old friends. We're so happy to welcome back to the KEXP studios, Sunflower Bean.
Hi.
So great to see you, and so excited about this new record, Mortal Prime Time.
Thank you.
Why don't you start us off with some songs, and then we'll catch up.
Let's do it.
You're listening to Sunflower Bean live on KEXP.
This next song is one of my favorites from the new album. It's called I Knew Love.
I've thrown
right dear. Taste heavy dripping fruits and board no shame. I've been devoured as the rib from whence I came. But I knew love, I knew love, I knew love, and it shined on me. I knew love, I knew love, I knew love, and it shined on me. It shines on me still. It shines on me still. And I have felt those dawny morning lashes on my cheek. I've listened to the steady rhythm breathing of your sleep. Yet I still seek yonder pastures where grass meets the sky. And I surrender to an unrelenting force stronger than I knew love. I knew love, I knew love, and it shined on me. I knew love, I knew love, I knew love, and it shined on me. It shines on me still. 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 Shines on me still. It's so good to be back here. It feels extremely special.
It's so wonderful to have you here at Sunflower Bean, live here in the KEXP studios.
So this is the last song on our new album. It's called Sunshine.
Sun shines down on the city. I'm so happy where
Oh, yeah. That's Sunflower Bean live on KEXP.
This is our last song. It's called Champagne Taste.
That is Sunflower Bean live on KEXP, the new album, Mortal Primetime. It is so fantastic to hear those songs live. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I can't believe it's been 10 years since I first heard Sunflower Bean. I feel like it was just yesterday that I discovered the band, and it's been nearly a decade since your first album, Human Ceremony, came out. And you all grew up together in the spotlight, and you've been making music together essentially your entire adult life. And I know that you took a little bit of a break, and after a bit of a respite, you took some time to pursue individual interests and basically take a break from a band you've been part of since you were teenagers. And you're back with what you've called your best album yet. And I heard that maybe this album wasn't going to happen, and maybe even the band wasn't going to continue. And so I want you to maybe tell us a little bit about how this record came to be.
Jules, you want to start?
I know that's a lot.
No, it's cool. Let's go through it on the radio.
No, I don't think we realized when we started telling the story of this record how much we were going to have to talk about all that stuff, that the kind of harder stuff to talk about. But no, I mean, I think you're totally right. I mean, we grew up together. We're still growing up together. And, when people have asked us what I think it really was all about. I really think we needed space to grow. You know, I think also when you're a part of a group for a long time, your relationship to that group and like who you are in that group changes and develops as well. Like I feel like on this record, I really feel like a bass player again, you know, and it kind of took getting some space to remember where I feel like I could really have something to say here on the instrument and as a vocalist, but I feel really strong in myself as that part in the band, and I think everyone feels. I hope you feel the same.
Totally. About your bass playing?
No, just about like how you feel in the band.
No. Yeah, no, you said it perfectly. I mean, we were just nonstop together since we were teens, touring, making records. And it just came to a point where I think for all three of us, we needed to take some time away to just focus on developing other aspects of our lives and other talents and other things that we wanted to explore. And coming back together after that time, even though it was difficult and really scary because we spent so much time building this thing together, it was ultimately incredibly rewarding. And I would recommend it to anyone to take a pause and do hard things because it's almost always worth to do it,
Well, and have more life experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the best part of it is that when we finally did come back together, it had totally worked and we were ready to just make music and felt super creative. And this was actually probably the easiest recording experience we ever had. We self-produced the record and
I
did
don't
it
know,
in about
Olive,
2 weeks.
If you want to talk about it, because Olive does a lot of recording and engineering, and I feel like that was a big part of this album too.
Yeah, tell me about the decision to self-produce because that's a first for the band.
Yeah, I feel like it's just about like trusting yourself, and like I'm definitely like a big proponent to like doing it all yourself because I think we know we all have the vision, and it's like I think we've just been doing it a while. And we're kind of ready to just take care of it ourselves. And, we had Sarah Tudson from Illuminati Hotties engineer it, and she was incredible. We just, did it in like 2 weeks at a studio in Van Nuys. Kept the sonic palette pretty...
narrow, I guess.
Narrow, yeah. I was gonna say, we weren't like, we kind of decided on what everything was gonna be beforehand instead of like getting to the studio and being like, oh my God, we could do this, we could do that. It's like we just knew we wanted to make just like kind of a classic, fresh sounding rock record.
And I think also we were kind of with the growing up together thing. I think when you're in a band, you also end up a little bit in like a state of arrested development. And we had such amazing opportunities to work with different producers in the past that we learned from. And I hope we get the opportunity to work with again. But, there was always an adult in the room, and I think that we've finally become the adults in the room. And that was a big part of the record too. It's like what Olive said with trust. It's like having to face your fears and then also, rely on yourself and your team members and your musical family to make the decisions. And I think it helped protect the songs in a way. They were always in our hands.
Well, Julia, listening to you and Olive describe that process of doing it yourself, and also you saying how you finally feel like a bass player, it makes me think of something I heard you say, Nick, in an interview where you were saying you felt like the band maybe was on the verge of breaking up just as you were finally arriving at your prime as musicians and songwriters. And you could have taken all that experience and pursued new avenues, but it sounds like you realize that you make great music together, and why would you walk away from that?
Yeah, we all wanted it to work, and I don't think, it was never like we're going to be broken up for good and this is it. It was just like, oh, maybe it's time to like really take like a serious break, and you never know what's going to happen in life. So I think the best part is that in the end it all worked out, and I feel very good and happy in the band right now, and I think we all do.
Well, it feels like you dug really deep emotionally on this record. You've grown a lot, and you were very honest here. I feel like this record really resonates deeply with people. How's it been to perform it live and share it with an audience?
It's been really amazing. I think that, especially when the record first came out, there was so much nuance that we did put into the writing of it, and you just never know how something is going to be received. Especially in this day and age when, people have so much going on, and it's so hard to wonder if anyone's going to have time to even just let some music happen to them. It can be a hard thing. So I felt pretty immediately that the efforts and the depth that we were trying to get into the songs was being felt. And that's been really cool to see people sing along in the crowds and just, be back on the road again way after the pandemic, and just kind of really feel in the swing of things, touring with one of our favorite bands right now, Gift. And it's just been like really life affirming. It's been awesome.
Well, we're so happy to experience this new album with you live in the KEXP studios today. Thank you so much for returning over and over again.
Thank you for having us. It's always a pleasure. It's like a highlight of the tour.
And thank you for making such a safe and beautiful and high-level experience for musicians. It's really, it really means a lot to us.
Well, it's a tribute to what we've all created together here at Listener Powered Radio. It's such a wonderful resource supported by our listeners. And so thank you so much for being a part of that community.
Thank you.
A big thank you to Sunflower Bean for their live session today here at KEXP. And again, you're a part of that community as well. You can learn more about us at kexp.org. We are listener powered. You can make a gift in support of great live music at kexp.org. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll let you know every time we launch a new video. Again, a big thank you. It's Sunflower Bean live on KEXP. Discover new music at listenerpoweredkexp.org.